Welcome to another episode of Mississippi Dirt. You know, change is a part of life, just like seasons are a part of life. And seasons can be a good thing, even though it is change. I mean, behind me here is this great looking blackberry bush. It looked just like a bunch of briars until spring came. And then there was just a huge catalyst for them to bloom. The bees are coming in to pollinate, and before long, there's going to be some really good tasting blackberries. The question for you is this: in a season of change, when everything is different than it was before, is this season and these changes, are they going to cripple you, or will it become a catalyst for you to produce something even greater than you had before? And that's really the question that comes to us. I mean, I know we're right here in the middle of this shelter in place. We're in the middle of this quarantine. There's so many changes that's going on in our life, and it's revealing to us about what we really are, and that makes it uncomfortable, because we're learning probably more about ourselves than maybe we were before, when everything was in a different rhythm. And so we're able to see inside ourselves why we're getting irritated, why we're getting angry, why we're frustrated, that we're seeing about the depth of the relationships, the people around us. How do we really get along when we're in close contact with others for an extended period of time, or how are we relating without that extended contact with other people? It's just a revealing time about relationships. It's just a time of adjustment that's difficult, and it's just a season of change, and we need to be able to come out on the other side better than we were when we started. And so, you know, probably you're going through this, and you, at the beginning, you were in this kind of a time or this phase to where it was like vacation, and it was like, this is great, this is wonderful. You've got all these things around the house that you may be trying to accomplish, try to get done. Well, you know, now that the porch, the deck is stained, the kitchen has been remodeled, all the projects are done, and you're sitting there going, how much longer is this going to be? The frustration begins to build up, and it's beginning to maybe overflow into different parts of your life, and you're like, man, what's going on with all this? And the tendency is going to be to start playing the blame game, that you're, you know, probably like listening to the news and trying to figure out who's the source of this problem, and you're blaming the Chinese government for their cover-up. You're blaming the federal government or the state government, or you're blaming your local government, you know, the mayor, you know, whatever. You got all these different people that you're wanting to blame, and you're just becoming angry and irritated, and really you're creating kind of a toxic situation in your own life because of all of that. And what happens next is, as you go through this period of blame, is going to result in a period of seeking refuge, that you're going to want comfort away from this comforting situation, and so you retreat back into yourself. That you've already blown through a couple of YouTube binges, that you have gone through your favorite comfort foods 2 or 3 times, you know, and maybe you're stocked up on more, that you're just trying to find a relief for all this. And these things are natural responses. But if you're wanting to come through better, that you're going to have to really press on. Okay, you're going to press on through this period of time and period of change, so that you can become better. Okay, and so how is it that you're able to press on? I just want to encourage you today in this season of change to press on by remembering to say something. And that is this: instead of saying things that are this is bad, say this is different. That's a huge change in your mentality when you're able to look at things through the lens of saying, this isn't better or worse, this is just different. Will you do that? Will you say that? Another thing that's going to help you immensely is, not only is there something for you to say, there's something for you to pray, that you need to give thanks to the Lord. I mean, look for the good, and then give thanks to the Lord for that. I know there was a period of time when me and my family were going through some pretty intense changes, and just in living location, work, what that looked like, what everyday relationships looked like, how living in a different place meant different places to buy. Just everything, everyday things that we needed was changed up. A lot of similarities to what we're going through right now with this stay-at-home thing. And so learned that critical spirit of complaining could be countered by praying and finding the things that we're thankful for. And so every day as a family, we'd say, okay, what are we thankful for today? And we would find something to be thankful for, and to be able to turn that into a praise. And that you need to spend some time alone with God in your praying. Something to pray is to put out all these contingencies and put out these frustrations in an honest prayer to the Lord and saying, God, I need your help. This is what's going on, and explain to the Lord what you're thinking and feeling. And that time of prayer, God will help you. And because that situation where there's the anger and the frustration building in your heart, that does create such a toxic mix within, and it's going to not make you better. It's going to turn you bitter. It's going to cripple you rather than being a catalyst for positive change. Okay, so there's something to say, and this is different, something to pray and giving thanksgiving and being honest to the Lord. But there's also one other thing that you need to be doing, and that is something that you need to be, and that is to be flexible. To be flexible. That things are different, and you've got to be flexible with this new situation, because so much of this stuff is outside of our control. Now, recently we had a big storm come through, and there are trees down, that there are limbs broken. But one thing that was not affected was this blackberry bush behind me, because these things are flexible. The wind will howl, man, they just go with it, And that's what we need to learn from this bush behind me is, hey, you know what? We need to be flexible. The old saying, it says, blessed are the flexible, for they will survive. That's what we need to be. And as you push through these phases of change, that you're going to come out as you are trying to press on, the result's going to be that you're going to find a fit. You're going to adapt to the new season. You adapt to this new period of life, and that you'll be able to come out on the other side and saying, you know what, that was a great catalyst for me this time, to where it's been imposed upon you. This is a great catalyst for change, and change is actually produced good in my life. Are you today using this as a time, as a callus, or is it crippling you? Have to do a little heart inspection. This is just some things that I've learned from the land and wanted to pass on to you. Thanks for joining us today with Mississippi Dirt. Look forward to joining you some more as we look into some more lessons from the land and about the good Lord.